Hey guys, thanks for tuning back in today. We've had some really good success with the channel so far, and I appreciate all of you that are watching my videos on a regular basis and helping to spread the word. I put these videos out there to try to help each and every one of us catch a few extra fish next time we go out. And I know, having daily videos, a lot of the videos may not pertain to all of us when I do a video that's geared towards blueback herring, that are down south, and those of us who are up north don't have them in our lakes up here. But, I just feel like it's useful information. And in pretty much all the videos, I feel like there's something that you can take away and apply to your home lakes. So I'm really enjoying doing this. I'm getting some really positive feedback. And it's nice to be able to share the experiences that I've had with you guys and get some of those experiences that you guys have had, and you share them in the comment section. It's nice to be able to relate that back and forth and to kind of see how maybe I've done things that didn't work for me, but you guys have done things that worked for you. And I'm like, you know what? That makes sense. I'm going to try that. So I'm learning just as much from you guys, and that's what makes this so awesome. Just a couple of other quick things. I just want to remind you, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so that you're entered into my monthly drawings for sponsor giveaway stuff. I'm going to do a good giveaway at the end of May for hitting 5,000 subscribers. So I'll be giving away a bunch of stuff. I haven't picked out exactly what that's going to be, but there'll be a bunch of stuff that we give out. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure that you do that. And also, if you're looking for tackle, check out therealshot.com. I've got the link in my description category. And if you use the code STEFAN10, STEFAN 10 at checkout, you can save 10% off your entire order. So it works out for everybody. Today's tip, since we're getting into ledge fishing season, I want to talk about a bait that I've had really good success with over the years that does not get much attention at all from ledge fishermen. But I can tell you that it is something a lot of pros use and have rigged up and catch some of the biggest fish off the ledges on. And it's kind of been kept quiet a little bit, but it's I think you're going to see a resurgence here, or you'll hear more talk about it in the next coming years regarding ledge fishing. So specifically, what am I talking about? Let me get this one out of the package. Big, heavy spinner baits, guys. This is a Strike King bottom dweller. This is a 1 ounce model. I believe they make them up to 1 ounce and 3/8. This has been a really, really good bait for me over the years. It's a bait you cast out, you let it hit the bottom, and you slow retrieve it back to the boat, trying to keep as much contact as you can with the bottom. And I can tell you, this bait will stay on the bottom well. It stays down, but there's a couple of keys to it. First, so this bait, as you can see, does not come with a trailer, but comes with these longer skirt pieces here, which act as a trailer. One of the keys to this bait, or to a deep spinner bait, is not to put a big bulky trailer on the back. The reason for that is that bulky trailer will keep it harder to keep that bait on the bottom, and you really need to keep this bait close to the bottom. That's part of the key to it. So if you put like a big boot tail on the back of this, boot tail swim bait on the back of it, you would end up keeping the bait higher off the bottom. It just would be much harder to keep down. So I recommend, you can use it just like this. These tentacles act really nice. If you do want to put a little bit of a trailer on the back, which I think can be a good thing, especially when you're dealing with a heavier swim bait like this, if you put a little bit of plastic on the back, a little bit of a trailer, when that fish goes to inhale the bait, that gives it a little bit more bulk to allow it to suck the bait in. So I'm not opposed to doing it. I just don't want you guys putting on a big boot tail. I would use something like these Zoom split tails, this like the old school, just the old school spinnerbait trailer, just a split tail trailer. They actually can be kind of hard to find because a lot of stores don't carry them anymore. But when you put this bait, this trailer on, it just gives it a little bit more bulk that fish can inhale the bait in. So I'm not opposed to putting on. The other thing, if you do really want to put a boot tail swimmer on, I would use something like a like a power swimmer in a small size. That's a 3.3. The nice thing with the power swimmers is they are not real wide kicking boot tails. They are a real tight swimmer. So it's not going to disperse as much water and keep the bait rising as much as some of the other swim baits. So you can put a small boot tail on, but you're really just trying to put some sort of plastic on that will allow the fish to inhale the bait better. The other key tip that I'll give you with respect to this bait, if I'm trying to fish, you know, really pretty deep water, I'll actually downsize the size of the willow leaf and even cut off the small Colorado and just go with a single blade. And if I get to the point where I'm fishing extreme deep water, I'll go from that Strike King bottom dweller to a big heavy spinner bait like this Ledge Buster. They come in, I think you can get them up to 2 ounces. And you can see, like on this one, this just comes standard with a big single blade. They're super heavy spinner baits. That's a much larger profile. It doesn't really look like it right now, but it is definitely a larger, you can see it's a larger profile. The arm size is definitely longer. Still a great spinner bait. It's a really good one for fishing like that 20-foot range. The bottom dweller Strike King I like for, you know, more of that shallower ledge range from like 10 to getting close to 20, like that 16 to 18 foot range. It's not a hard bait to use, guys. You throw it out, let it hit the bottom, slow retrieve it a little bit, let it fall back to the bottom. I like to tight line it when I do that. You know, I don't just give it slack line, let it fall. I like to tight line it, so I'll stop reeling. I'll keep the line tight and let that bait pendulum back down to the bottom. That's when you'll get a lot of bites. So I'll do that several times a cast, but I'm really just trying to keep bottom contact because that's where the majority of the fish are going to be. And it's a bait on the ledges this time of year that a lot of guys are not throwing. And in my opinion, one of the keys to successful ledge fishing is to give the fish a bait that they're not seeing as much. You know, if you can figure something out that the majority of anglers are not using, you're going to get some extra bites because of it. You know, they get real, when they're in those tight schools, they get real sensitive to the baits that they're seeing a lot. And a big spinner bait is not one. It's a little bit different presentation. You know, with a couple of tweaks, like I said, you can really get this bait to stay down really well and catch a lot of fish with it. You know, the other nice thing too is if you're fishing a ledge that has some garbage that's blown up on it, whether that's laydowns or stumps, the spinner bait is really a pretty weedless bait. So it'll come through that stuff really well and you won't get hung up nearly as much as you would with like a crankbait or something along those lines. So guys, give it a try. Next time you go out ledge fishing, get yourself some of these Strike King bottom dweller spinner baits, or if you want to go even heavier, the Ledge Buster. These can be pretty tough to find. I'm not even 100% sure that they make like this model still. They've got some models still. I think you can get them at Tackle Warehouse. You know, the bottom dweller you can get at the Reel Shot. And I'm telling you guys, big heavy spinner baits on the ledges, catch some big fish. Give it a try. I'll tune in tomorrow. I've got another good video coming out tomorrow as well, so stay tuned.